Hey everybody, it's Dr. Kelly, Patrick Kelly. I'm recording this on January 16th, the day before classes start. If you're a football fan, pro fan, Dallas fan, big day. They're playing Tampa Bay tonight. We'll see what happens. They always seem to lose these games, but anyway, we'll see. Stay helpful. The image I have, if you're looking at your computer, is one of my favorite all-time Texas images. It's a picture of the great Beyonce from Houston. And it was taken about 10 years ago. And she's jumping in front of an art piece, which is just west of Marfa in Deep West Texas. And it's a mock-up of one of the Prada stores. And I think she was on her tour. She was driving through West Texas. She stopped by it and she made this great image. A lot of people have actually copied the image since she did it. What I like about it is it says a lot about Texas. It speaks to the incredible creativity in Texas in terms of music, in terms of TV, in terms of films, in terms of books, the diversity of Texas as well. West Texas, the Marfa area is actually quite beautiful. There's a big art piece there, the installations, many art pieces out there. It's worth visiting. It's pretty crazy. They filmed the movie Giant there in the 1950s. And what it speaks to, I guess, really in essence, is the complexity of Texas, which is something that I think that a lot of non-Texans don't really get, just how complex this state is. In 2023, there's a lot of criticism of Texas, especially among liberals, that kind of a thing. Even some conservatives are critical of Texas as well. But there's just generally, I think, a misunderstanding about Texas for non-Texans. And I want to clear that up for you to a certain extent in this class and just give you a more sophisticated sense of the state that you live in. Because it's really an amazing place. Now, I'm not uncritical of Texas. I'm very critical of aspects of the Texas past. I work hard, though, to couch my criticisms in historical data. That statements I make are based in fact, that you as students can actually double check if you disagree with me. So I'm just not going to come and just spout opinions. Everything I say, the important things I say anyway, are fact-based. And so I just want to get that off. That's one of the first things that I want to say. So what I'm going to do in this course, or in this podcast rather, is give you a sense of how the course works, how you can do well in the course, what I'm looking for, how it's run, give you a sense of how to schedule yourself. And I'm sure you know by now, ever since COVID, online has gone mainstream. I'm sure for all of you, really, I can't imagine there's anybody in this that's listening to this that hasn't had some online course, given what we've gone through in the last 5 years. But of course, the secret to the success of any online course is you have to schedule yourself, you have to stay on the schedule, you have to get into the rhythm of the course. And I work very hard to make sure that this course does have a rhythm that you can get into pretty easily. I don't like surprises. I know students don't like surprises. And you know what's coming and you know when it's coming. So you can plan. So that's really important to me. A student had already written me about my quizzes and midterms, and they're always posted on Tuesdays. And she wanted to make a note in her calendar, and I think that's just a fantastic idea. To do well in an online course, you just have to be aware of what happens when I download stuff, when you can access it, when you're going to be tested on it. Try to study at the same time every week if you can. I have to say this is not a particularly hard course, although every semester I have about 20% of my students make a D or an F in it, which I don't really understand why. But I don't know what's going on in people's lives. I know a lot of you have very, very complex lives. You Most of you work, many of you have families, and a good portion of you work and have families. And then over the course of the semester, I know things come up in your lives. And the last thing I'll say in this particular podcast is, if anything comes up for you that affects your performance in this class, where it affects your grade in a negative way, I will not know about it unless you let me know about it. I don't have access to your lives, which is fine. I don't want access to your lives. You don't want access to my life. And I don't want access to your life, frankly. It would be overwhelming. But if something happens, if you get sick, if a family member gets sick, I mean, all kinds of things happen to my students, some students every semester. That impacts negatively their performance in this course, or potentially it can. And I'm 100% willing to help you. My record shows that, but I can't help you unless you reach out to me. And the way you reach out to me, and I'll talk about this, but I'll just say it when the first time here, it's my email is on the syllabus. It's patrick.kelly@utsa.edu. It's on the syllabus, which is posted. Reach out to me. I'm very good about getting back in touch with students quickly. I think that's very important, especially in an online course, because it can seem like everybody's kind of in space and atomized and stuff like that. So I work really hard to make it work for you. So last thing I'll say in this particular aspect of the podcast is, if you're struggling in the course, if something's come up, if you're doing poorly, just reach out to me. I can't help you unless I know that there's something going on. And otherwise, you're just a name on a piece of paper. But if I can start attaching a name to a face and that kind of thing, suddenly you become much more dimensional to me. So any issues in this course, let me know. So I'm going to stop this particular one, but I have a whole another discussion coming up directly on the syllabus.